I literally boo-hoo cried in the bathroom. Hi everybody, it's your girl Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be all about my update, my 6-month update as a new grad RN. First of all, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video from me. I post content about every 2 weeks to every month regarding anything nursing related or just lifestyle in general. All right, let's get into it. So I have my list, my little book. It says Phenomenal Woman and You Matter. So this is where I decided to write my list of topics for this video so I don't ramble and just be off on a tangent, okay? So first things first, orientation. So I passed NCLEX. I think I got my results back like June 16th maybe. And then I started my job June 21st. That was my first day. First of all, let me just say, this is not completely 6 months, it's almost 6 months, but I just decided to just go ahead and do this video because life is busy and I just don't want to forget. So we're just gonna do it early. It's okay, almost 6 months, okay? All right, so orientation. So the first day was June 21st, and then we had like a 3-day orientation, kind of like to my hospital. So the first day we met at the big hospital, and then we, had a, class kind of thing. They gave us like information on policies and how to sign up for benefits. They had us sitting at tables with people who were working at the same hospital as us. I work at one of the biggest hospitals in North Carolina, and so my hospital has a bunch of smaller hospitals. So we were all kind of divided up into tables based on, who was working at what hospital. So that first day I actually met 3 other new grads who were going to be starting with me at my hospital on my floor. So that was nice. So for 3 days we did that. We did computer training as far as like our charting system. We learned about that. And then our first day at the hospital was like the following week. So we took a tour of the hospital, we took a tour of the floor, kind of learned where things were at. And then we met our preceptors. So I had one main preceptor, love her to death, that's my girl. And then when there were days where I was scheduled to work but she wasn't, I was also put with other preceptors. And I love everybody on my floor, everybody's very nice. And I think it was very helpful to be with more than just one preceptor, because you kind of can learn different tricks of the trade, how people do things differently, and kind of, figure out what works best for you. So that was pretty nice, except when there was a period of time for like 2 weeks where every day I was with a different preceptor. That was kind of annoying because, as you continue to work and, get more experience on the floor, on the job, you learn more things. And so when it's like been maybe a month into you starting the job and now you're with 8 different preceptors, you have to keep explaining what you already know how to do, how your flow is with your main preceptor. You have to keep explaining that kind of like over and over. So that part kind of gets a little bit annoying, but like I said, it was so beneficial to be with different people because you learn how people do things differently and you can see what helps you and what you would like to do. So my orientation period was 90 days. And then I was on my own. So my first day on my own, literally that morning I woke up and I wanted to throw up. I was so nervous, which I don't know why, because, as my orientation and, continued to go on, and it's when I was with my main preceptor, she would, we would go over things before we went into the room to do something, or she would be like, are you comfortable going by yourself? Do you actually need me to go? And most of the times I was like, no, I'm good by myself. Like, I was, towards the end, I was basically by myself, and she would just be there to like remind me of like little things that I forgot to do or forgot to chart. So I don't know why my first day, like actually by myself, I was so freaking nervous. I don't know, but I was about to throw up on the way to work. Like I could not eat anything. And then I got there and I was assigned to be a tech. my first day. And I had been a tech before in South Carolina, so it wasn't, I mean, that part wasn't bad at all. You know, I took vitals and, you know, did whatever they needed me to do. And then the next day, actually by myself. So I wasn't nervous that day, I guess, because I got the first day over. But I mean, it was fine. My coworkers are very supportive. So, I mean, it really wasn't a bad first day. I can't remember anything bad that happened at all. If I had a question, you know, I had my charge nurse, or I had my team lead that I could go to. I had other seasoned nurses around me. And then I also have the people that I started with. So it truly was not bad. I think I had 4 patients my first day. So at my hospital, our max is 5 patients to 1 nurse. We rarely have 5 patients. Most of the time we have 4 or 3. So my first day I think I had 4 patients. And I think 2 of them were step down. My actual first day as a nurse, I think 2 of them were step down, which really wasn't even bad. I think one was like on an insulin drip, and maybe the other was like on a cortisone drip or something like that, or coming off of an insulin drip. Or it really wasn't that bad. And like I said, I had the resources around me, so it was fine. So a little bit about my actual job. So I work on a med-surg floor. My hospital has 2 floors that are dedicated to med-surg. I'm a part of a residency, so it's an interesting topic. I kind of consider it to be like an extended orientation, or you know, you don't just have your 90 days or 30 days of orientation and then you're thrown in. With the residency, you take classes. Like we've taken so far a trach class. We talked about trachs. We've also talked about BiPAP and CPAP and settings and ABG interpretations. Like, it's kind of like an extended orientation, and you have more resources to help you. We've done telemetry, like extended telemetry classes. Like I think our class was like 6 weeks, learning about different rhythm strips, what to do, signs and symptoms, things like that. So it's been very helpful because, you know, when you're in nursing school, you don't grasp everything. There's so much you have to learn. And then you're stressed, and then some stuff just like flies straight out one ear and out the other. So with the residency, I've found it to be very helpful for me to be more comfortable with the things that I'll be experiencing the most on my floor, because it's tailored to my floor. Obviously, there are some pros and cons to residency, but we'll save that for another video. That's a whole nother topic. So, like I said, it's been close to 6 months now that I've been a new grad nurse. And I would say I'm definitely getting more comfortable speaking up in rounds. And like, you know, when the doctor asks a question at rounds, I'm not just sitting there like, oh my God, I don't want to talk in front of all these people. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I'm definitely more comfortable. So, you know, these people here are nice. They care about the patient, and you know, we're a team, so they're gonna work with you. So that's really nice. Okay, my first time crying at work. Oh my God, y'all. I literally boo-hoo cried in the bathroom. So I had a patient, and it wasn't even like anything crazy. Like nobody died. So I had a patient. She was supposed to be going home. I had her like the 2 days prior to this day. She was fine, but this 3rd day, she was so rude. She was like screaming and yelling at everybody. She had a terrible headache. We didn't know why. There was this man in the room. We didn't know who he was to her exactly. It was like she was being very weird. He was being very weird. I didn't know what type of situation it was. And she did not want to go home. Like, she had a discharge order and everything, but she did not want to leave. And I am not a very confrontational person. I'm very passive, and I'm very nice, I would say. So I didn't really know what to do in this situation, but it was my patient. So I knew I had to take charge. We had patients holding in the ED. We had surgery patients that needed to come up to the floor. And she had her discharge order in for like 3 hours, and she just would not go home. And so this has been the only time that I cried at work, but I was just very frustrated. And she was like rude to me, and she had not been the past 2 days. So I was frustrated, I was confused, I didn't know what to do. And I kind of didn't want to ask anybody else because I didn't want to make it anybody else's problem. But I ended up getting my charge nurse involved, but she ended up leaving with him. So it was just a very interesting situation. I don't know if that's the best, like, you know, when I cried at work story, but so far that's been the only time that I've cried. I was just very frustrated and did not know what to do. And I felt like I had so much pressure to kind of get her out because, I mean, medically she was fine. And we had patients who were not, who needed a bed, and she was just not cooperating. So anyway, that was that. Let's see, making friends. So I have people at work that I'm that I'm cool with, but I don't necessarily hang out with them outside of work. And it's not because I don't like them. I mean, it just hasn't come up, I guess. I don't know. Have I made friends since moving to the area? Not really. I had one friend that I met at orientation. She works at a different hospital than me, and she also works night shift, so we barely see each other. So when I'm not working, I am home with Simba and my dog, who is outside right now, because if he was in here, I would not be able to record this video. Imposter syndrome. I feel like this is a big topic, you know, with any new grad, RN, you know, feeling like you're not good enough or feeling like you shouldn't, you know, be handling the responsibilities that you have to handle. I definitely experience this from time to time. Like when I don't know a certain diagnosis, or if I just feel like I can't be the one to treat that patient. But honestly, sometimes I've had, you know, more seasoned nurses tell me, you know, you're capable, you're competent, you know, you graduated from nursing school, you passed the NCLEX, you know enough to be here, and that is why you're here. And so that helps me a lot when I feel like I'm just not good enough or I don't know enough to be able to treat that patient. And like I said, I have resources around me. If I have a question, you know, I can ask them, or if there's something that I'm not comfortable doing by myself, they'll go with me because they understand, you know, they were a new nurse as well. So that has helped me a lot as far as experiencing imposter syndrome from time to time. I just have to remind myself, like, I'm meant to be here. I'm capable of, you know, being a good nurse for these patients. Like, it's fine. You're not going to know everything. It's fine. And some common diagnoses and surgeries that I've seen so far. Like I said, I'm on a med-surg floor. So we get a lot of surgery patients. So far, I've seen a lot of appendectomies. I've seen knee replacements, lumbar fusion, hip replacements. As far as we also see hysterectomies. And then we see a lot of small bowel obstructions. So we get a lot of NG tubes. We see a bunch of COVID patients on our floors. We see a bunch of cellulitis on our floors as well. And, you know, I feel like those are the most common things that we see. And so it can be kind of monotonous sometimes. A lot of people say, like, med-surg is kind of monotonous. And it can be when you see the same things over and over again. But also, you know, you always can learn something new from these patients. So, I mean, I like my job. I like my floor. I like my hospital. Everybody's very nice. The hospital is very nice. People call my hospital the Hilton or the Ritz. I mean, it's just so nice. So I actually love it there. And of course, I'm thinking of what's next for me. That's just how I am, but it doesn't mean that I hate my floor. But thank you for tuning in to my 6-month update, you guys. Once I reach a year, I'll probably do another update video, and, you know, we'll just see where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. If you like this video and want to see content similar to this, please like my video and share it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a video.